Woman's eating her hot pot, digging around. She pulls out a dead baby rat. Okay. Now, first off, I have to tell everyone this out there. Hey, Laowinners, it's Laowinners here with another video. Guess what?
What?
You gave me a brilliant idea. And when you woke me up and you told me about that circumcision thing that is about to, I'm about to release on your channel. Men cutting their own, I'm not even going to get into it. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I'm still reeling from discomfort from that. First of all, big update. You're still pregnant, very much so. Come along nicely. It's getting real fat, real, what's it called? Strong. Saw the ultrasounds. Number 2, we found out that it's a...
Dun, 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 dun.
I was going to let you do it.
Girl.
It's a girl. It's a girl.
Yay!
It's another little girl. Apparently, I'm only
Love
capable of making females.
Yeah, but in China, like the woman got blamed. It's like, you can never even have a boy. What's wrong with you? Fire that, like, divorce your woman.
You know when we walk around doing vlogs on the street? And sometimes my voice gets a little... We did that one about porn the other day. But when I was walking around, I was saying a few words in Chinese here and there, and I'm worried that people are going to understand me. So you'll hear my voice get lower, get kind of hush-hush about it, you know what I mean? Or I'll be like... Remember I was telling the story about the taxi driver, and I said, well, what does it?
Because what he just said before that was, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. I'm gonna kill you. Didn't he say that? Well, I'll beat you to death.
Like, I didn't want to say it out loud. So I decided to take it indoors today. And today's video is going to be talking about something, and I just mentioned that circumcision thing. Stuff that's happening in China that's just absolutely ridiculous. So ridiculous, in fact, that we have to talk about it.
I think it's to you guys, though.
I think that if I tell you this story right now, what just happened, the news that just broke, I think that if you say that it's just weird to foreigners, then you're absolutely stupid. Because do you know what just happened?
What?
Woman's eating a hot pot, right? Is at a company called Shabu Shabu, okay? You know, in Japanese,
That's a
that means...
Taiwan chain.
Right. So this shabu shabu in Japanese means like a dipped meat, right? Or a blanched meat. Woman's eating her hot pot, digging around. She pulls out a dead baby rat, okay? Now, first off, I have to tell everyone this out there, all the Laowinners out there. This is not that weird, okay? I'm not saying you're going to find rats in your food in China.
Cockroach.
But you'll find cockroaches.
Yeah, hair. Nail.
Yeah.
The fingernails.
People
whatever.
found condoms the other day. Yeah. Long story short, this woman pulls this out, right? Now, that's not the surprise, because have you ever heard of the 3 screams?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so explain to them what this is.
I don't really remember. It's a cuisine that
in China.
In China, that you torture the baby mouse and then torture them 3 different kind of way, and then at the end you eat them alive. They scream the one last.
Okay, so yeah, the 3 screams. The first scream is when you pick them up with your chopsticks. The second scream is when you dip them in alcohol or soy sauce. And third scream is when you eat them.
Yeah, yeah.
They actually eat these baby mice. I'm not going to show this. I have videos of this, by the way. You've seen people. I feel like you've seen your grandmother had baby rats in a jar. She didn't eat them alive.
They do. They throw them in
when they're alive.
Yeah, I think so. And in the alcohol, and then they said it's really good for you, make you long live after you drink the...
Rats have diseases and parasites, especially the newborns, right? That stuff gets passed on.
Crap. When I was a kid, I always play with newborn mice.
Wait, you used to play with newborn mice? Why didn't your parents buy you a doll?
I don't know. I just in the corner of the street, I found this. Oh, they're so cute, and then dug them out to bed.
Every time that you say your childhood was fairly normal, I learn something new. Okay. Nobody grows up playing with baby rats.
They usually
in the street.
That dirty?
Yes.
I thought when they grow up, they pick up a lot of disease, not when
we are so off track now, it's not even funny. Anyway, my point is Chinese people do eat rats. Anyway, long story short, she pulls this rat out. She's really pissed off. And just like you, she's pregnant. Okay, so she's super pregnant. She's like super. Can you be super pregnant?
No.
I guess it's like
I think
further
she's
along.
about 3 months.
She was like 3 months pregnant, right? Newly pregnant woman goes into this Shandong restaurant. Beautiful, Shandong, seaside, beautiful place, right? She goes in this restaurant. She sits down. She's not low class. This is a fairly expensive establishment, okay? She sits down and she pulls out and it's hairy. It's a hairy rat, right? It's not like the squeaky little new baby mice that we're talking about. It has hair on it.
I think it looks like a baby one.
It was a baby, but it had hair. We can say it's probably maybe the equivalent of a 5-year-old human. Okay, I don't know. This is getting dark, dude. Don't pull out a 5-year-old human out of your hot pot. She pulls it out and she freaks out. Now, justifiably so. I think everyone would spaz out, Chinese or not, if you find a rat in your hot pot.
Yeah, of
the
course.
issue that she had in particular was when she brought it up with the restaurant. The restaurant offered compensation, of course, but not to pay for her meal because she's going to take this to court. Just like in America or in any other country, right? If something like this happens, you probably are going to take the advantage to at least sue to get them to settle so you can take some money home, right? And justifiably so. You shouldn't have rats in your food, right? The restaurant, because she said, I'm pregnant, how could you do this to me? Especially if you have pregnant customers, you would take more care in your food cleanliness, right? She was concerned that her baby would be harmed. Now, the restaurant owner took this in a very different way. The restaurant owner, instead of saying, well, here's so-and-so amount of money, I hope everything works out, they said, here's so-and-so amount of money, we'll pay for your abortion, because if you're concerned about what's going to happen to your kid. And they meant it in good faith. And that's what the craziest thing about this. And you say, oh, it's just weird to you guys. Are you telling me it's normal in China for when somebody does something to a pregnant woman, they offer to pay for their abortion outside of a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship? No, I don't think so.
Okay, hear me out on this, right? I do, abortion is such a heavy topic, conversation in the Western country, right? Especially in America. It's also your parents is pro-life and just
right.
not supporting any situation of abortion or something. But in China, it's a different story.
You open the pregnancy test in China, and it gives you a card. Literally, they put advertisement cards for abortion clinics.
To them, it's they don't not love their baby. They love their baby to death.
If it's born.
If it's born. The bottom line to them is as long as that baby is healthy. You can easily see if those people, they have a problem baby. They not willing to keep them.
Right.
After all, you say China developed. China is trying to go to second world, first world country.
Right.
Still third world country.
In many aspects, yeah.
In many aspects.
In most of the areas outside
if you have sick kids in the house, that's tearing your whole family apart.
Yeah, I mean, that's still, that mentality is still there.
So the mentality is still there is we not, because of the little baby, will sacrifice the whole family. That's most of the mentality. So that's why abortion wasn't necessarily oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. Right. But the thing is online people would talk about this according to this problem. They're saying, oh, you see, big company, they do care about customer. At least they pay for it. Right.
That's what blew my mind.
Yeah, at least they pay for it. They're willing to settle with that. Other people are just okay, they focus on, first of all, probably that woman's that couple tried to scam them. This is the first thing they will talk about. The second thing is oh, that means you can never trust Chinese any restaurant, which is common. Right. In Guangdong, I do know in Guangdong we have three little face. Usually the sad face, the no motion face, and the happy face. Most of the restaurant they have the sad face.
Well, if there's a moral from this story, right? It's not that this woman got offered an abortion, which she didn't take, by the way. By the way, the official public statement that the news is reporting is that they don't talk about that part. That was her statement in the beginning, and that's kind of getting washed away. But the whole point is that food safety in China is a joke because you talk about this rating system. It doesn't matter that most of them have a sad face. That's just because they don't want to waste their money to bribe the officials. In every province, they still have this issue. There is no food inspector that comes in and actually does thorough reporting. They will give you the smiley face, the top food safety thing, if you paid the money for your license for the restaurant. It has nothing to do with the cleanliness of your restaurant. I've been sick at just as many happy face restaurants as sad face restaurants. And
yeah, usually remember most of the places we go to, their happy face, it doesn't matter. And the sad face, usually we love the most is the sad face restaurant.
We love the sad face restaurants because they use the money on actual ingredients and they put some soul into their cooking. But if anything comes out of this, I don't want this to be a negative smear campaign on China. What I want this to be is finally maybe an eye-opener, because this is not a local issue. Now the stock has dropped 12%. This is on the stock market, the stock exchange.
1.9亿, I don't know what
Right,
that
so it's like 10 million RMB hit. So if that can happen, if the food cleanliness and food safety can be leveled up from just bribing officials to get your stupid food safety sticker and actually, the public paying attention to this kind of stuff, maybe this can get better, because this is pretty horrible. A couple years ago, you had the gutter oil, you have the milk melamine thing, you have vaccine scandal, you have all this stuff that's popping up. And this hotpot issue seems to really have grabbed everyone's international attention. So hopefully this is the big kind of necessary change that China will have.
You know what is good thing about this situation though? This situation is that, for example, if that's a Chinese company, for example, that's a Chinese company, so they're not in the stock or whatever,
right.
They're just a chain. That's not gonna happen.
No.
This, like, the punishment,
it wouldn't even have made the news.
Yeah, no.
It would
it's
have
just
been,
like so common though.
It would have been like
they just like pay the money off it, or maybe go viral. This, like, the punishment is so harsh on this like talent company. I kind of feel sad for them, but
that's
like,
the way that China works, is that they make an example out of someone. Look at Fan Bingbing. Look at all these things. The biggest thing that happens, they'll make an example out of you so everyone else is scared. That's how China works, right? Now, if there's a number 2 thing to learn from this, if you want to get an abortion in China, just bring a little rat, pop it in your food, free, done. You don't have to pay for anything. It's like a golden ticket.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Western country is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they offered the abortion, and then they were saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe we find a rat.
Yeah.
And then
right.
that's it.
Long story short, if you want to see more like this, go to patreon.com/Laowinners. We just shot a video for her channel. Go check that out. Next video, we'll be back outside. This was kind of weird and gross. And I'm glad we got to share it with you. And I'm glad that you guys are subscribers. And I'm glad that you guys stuck through this entire video. And I want to say one more thing. These Chabadoa t-shirts, I literally had no idea how well they would sell. These are not for sale, by the way, so this is not an ad. Don't click off. I can't believe how well I've literally gotten like 20 or 30 being caught wearing these out. Like, seriously, I could put a montage up here. These sold really, really well, so we're going to have to really brainstorm about the next merch campaign. Don't want to let you guys down. Anyway, I want to say thank you so much, Laowinners, and I'll catch you
on the next one.